one-hand cockback.
Oh! Bringing the fans to their feet, putting a man in the rim.
Ain't that awesome? Oh my Lord!
Welcome to the NPA on NPH.
Welcome to the new era of basketball. They doubted you. They overlooked you. They didn't believe in you. But now, everything changes. No more sidelines. No more being underrated. No more sleeping. It's time for your game to speak. NPH has traveled the world. We've connected with the top players. We've built this stage, and now it's time. Time for the game to rise. Time for you to rise. Time for the basketball world to wake up. Welcome to the new era of basketball.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and help as many kids as possible. Right?
My name is Silky Sullivan. Who's missing is my wife, the second half of DNV Chill Cryo Wellness Spa, Verona Sullivan. We started this company, DNV Chill Cryotherapy Wellness Spa, about going on 5 years ago. We felt the need for athletes to have recovery and pain management at sporting events. Technology that we have, the device that we have, we are able to spray athletes before they play, during halftime, and after they play, because it's nothing but 60 to 90 second sessions. It reduces inflammation, it reduces swelling, it eliminates muscle soreness. It's very efficient and it's very powerful. Anywhere that they're playing a high level of basketball, they're gonna need recovery. And I must say, this is my first time in Canada. Of course, I watched the SGA, the OKC won the championship, but for me to see with my own eyes, these kids I'm very impressed. I told Tyreek that I'm very impressed with the level of play that they're playing out there. With that being said, they playing long games. Like I tell kids, you have to recover like you practice and play. They're playing every day, they're practicing every day, and they're training every day. So you have to let your body recover. And so I figure that this is something that we could come up here and help them with, and they could also help us, and we can help each other, man.
Welcome back for some NPA action. We're live at the St. Jude's AC Dome here for this showdown between the 3-2 St. Jude's team taking on Crestwood Prep, who are 4-2 so far this season. It's been electric basketball, two very high-scoring sides, and I myself am very excited to be able to call it all for you at home. My name's Julian Quintero Verano, and gladly I'm joined here today by the one and only NPH's our very own Joe Musa. How are you, Joe?
I'm great, man, and we got a great game on our hands. I'm extremely excited, not only because of the gravity of talent in this game, but because of the style of play that both these teams are going to play. They're both going to play fast-paced, up and down. There's going to be a lot of above-the-rim plays, obviously with Crestwood side, Isaiah Hamilton and those boys. But don't sleep on St. Jude. They're coming off of a huge win, ending Polaris Prep their first loss in the NPA, and they're rolling right now. CJ Nelson leading the NPA in scoring at 25.5 points per game, and Kamar Grant, his backcourt mate, committed to play at Stonehill at the D1 level. So it's going to be a great one. We're about to get started shortly, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple names there, and I just want to highlight it. First of all, I want to mention CJ Nelson. He's a player that I got to talk to early on this season. I did a little bit of scouting pre-game, pre-season, and everything for their first game of the year. For the seniors at St. Jude's, they posted videos where they asked them, why do you play basketball? What motivates you? And he gave a very fun response on one of them. They asked him, like, what's a soundtrack that you really like? And I always mention this for every game. He said, if you throw on some Toxic by Britney Spears, I'm dropping 30. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really nice. And I mean, he must have been playing it every single game this season. As you mentioned, he leads the NPA in scoring. He's had several games already at 30 points. I think when the season first started off, a lot of us were thinking maybe it's just the early season hype. He put up a couple points here to start off at the first session. Maybe that was the case. But coming off a win against Polaris, coming off the season that he's been having, the fact that he still leads the league in scoring after having 5 of the regular season games already be played, it just goes to show the talent that the CJ Nelson kid is. Do you know if he has any offer, anything of that nature at this moment in time?
Yeah, he's got basically every youth sport program in the country, Canadian University. He's got a lot of attention at the D2 level, some low D1. So for him, he's going to have an interesting opportunity to choose from a high-level opportunity at the next level, whether it's a D1 school or a youth sports school. I think it's amazing now what's happening with the youth sports game is a lot of players are starting to make that transition from Canadian University to the D1 level and having success. Talking about guys like Elias Ralph, Tyson Dunn, Malcolm Christie, the list goes on, and it's only going to continue to grow each year because now the proof of concept has been built. And now when I'm talking to D1 coaches, a lot of them are saying who's the best player in youth sports basketball right now over who's the best available high school kid. And that just goes to show the level at youth sports is probably, you can say, equivalent to, I'd say, a low D1, a high D2 in terms of the talent. But then you're also getting high-level coaching. You're getting coached by guys like who've coached for 20-plus years in the Canadian landscape, and getting scouting reports, so you have to adjust, and you're getting obviously that physicality and that growth. So, just to go back to CJ, he's going to have success at the next level regardless of where he plays, because he's a high-level shot maker, he's a smart player, he moves without the ball really well, and he's tough. Yeah, we talked about he's put up the numbers. The lowest scoring game he's had this season is 20 points. He's scored 20 points in every game he's played, on a 30-point game too. So, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, he's been playing fantastic this year. And obviously, you look over at the St. Jude's team. They're currently getting their setup going here. Wonderful flush there on the prep. We're not really, we are showing it here on the broadcast. I don't know if we're prepped for it, but we're ready here, ladies and gentlemen.
We're locked in. You know who else is locked in? They got a bunch of the student section. It looks like kids, anywhere from the grades 2 to 5 or whatever the case is here. I see Jude, they must have had a buyout, so they're getting a chance to watch,
It's
on. That is Isaiah Hamilton. That's pretty cool, man. You get to live in this class, come here, watch some high-level hoops.
It's Wednesday. They just got out of class, they just got out of school, and what better, and what a great segue here to talk about, according to 24/7, the number 2 player in North America, according to NPH, the number 1 Canadian player in the world for the class of 2028, Isaiah Hamilton. And I will say, he started off the season a little sluggish, only 9 points against that 4th-year team that's been dog-walking everyone. There's been a lot of sloppiness here or there in terms of his play, and before his last 2 games, he only dropped 6 points. But in the two most recent games, absolute fire from Isaiah Hamilton. He dropped 27 against RNS in a very close game, and then that overtime thriller against King Heights put the team on his back. Sorry, he dropped 27 in that King Heights game, 34 in the RNS game. I believe it was a session or 2 ago now.
With 10 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 4 steals to add to that. That session, he really took his level up a notch. It was always like, what's the adjustment going to be made when he makes that jump to prep? It literally took one game against Fort Greely for him to figure out what he has to do. Ever since then, he's been dominating on both ends. I think his defense isn't getting talked about enough because of his fierce competitiveness. As you can see, he's rocking the practice jersey right now. I was talking to the coach earlier, he was supposed to be on a flight to Florida, but he didn't get a chance to make that. That flight got canceled, and now he's here playing, but that's why he's rocking that number 2 tape down. But it's going to be a big game.
The kids are very excited here to see Isaiah. All day they were talking, Isaiah, Isaiah. They were calling out his name. But I want to talk about the other Isaiah, Isaiah Clark, also playing today. Also a fantastic talent. Fantastic talent in this front. So it's going to be interesting to see how that ends up working out on his aspect. I think Isaiah Clark, very talented player as well. Does get a bit overshadowed with the fact that Isaiah Hamilton's on the same team as him. But that doesn't really change much. That's just fantastic to see what they can do. Free ball here, hit by number 7, Malachi Phillips.
Really coming into his own that last session as well. 2026 point guard. Really gets downhill well. He can make shots. He can lead. He can defend. Definitely an underrated guard.
St. Jude's back at it here. 3-pointer, not able to get it to go.
Fair miss from TJ. He was holding for it too. Let's see if they get the home court advantage, right?
Let's see what they can do here. Who knows where this one ends up going. Temi Raz inbounding here. Another very talented player. At 39 earlier this season against Lincoln Prep. Apologies, he had 39 against Lincoln Prep in, I believe it was OSBA. At the same time, he's been very good here. Had a 21-point outing against CSJB to give this Crestwood Tide their first win of the season. And now they're trying to get them going. Hamilton.
Great defense by St. Jude's. We have Kamar Grant at the point of attack guarding Hamilton up top, which is, I think, a great matchup. For Kamar Grant, one of the best guard defenders in the country. And then the help defense. Lay gets the end one there, but he's been really solid for them on both ends. I think he provides a solid interior presence as a rim protector, although he doesn't have the most size. He's one of those guys that plays bigger than he actually is, and I think he's going to be a solid big at that next level.
Yeah, and Toro Laye, a fantastic player here for him so far. We'll see what he can do. Sinks the free throw here. Now he's going to be Crestwood going the other way. Duraz bringing it up here on this left-hand side, picked up by Laus. Duraz, as Hamilton posting up high early here. Kamar Grant, the one in charge of covering him. Duraz going to the basket, trying to scoop underneath it here, not getting the bucket, not getting the foul. And now Grant goes the other way. And Nelson on the left, finds Olaya on the right. 1-2 on the attack to the basket. And an offensive foul called here on Toro Olaye. Crestwood get the ball back there. And that's unfortunate to see here for the St. Jude side, turning it over on that possession.
Way to take the bump.
Duraz now passes it in here to Malachi Phillips, picked up by CJ Nelson at full court. Now they're going right at it. Phillips takes the screen from Clark. Phillips looking around, trying to size up now Toro Olaye. Hand in the cookie jar, gets stolen here, and that will be Kyle Dorsey, the one who has it. Quick pass out to Grant. Grant finds Olaye. Nelson in the corner. One jab step, takes it out slowly. Hamilton stopping the pass, but now Nelson goes inside, swing out to the corner. It's Laux. He takes a 3, just a bit long. It'll be rebounded here by Hamilton.
Great pass by CJ, though. That's the type of offensive possession we're going to want every time down.
Hamilton attack to the basket, and that's another offensive foul. First one was on the side of St. Jude's, this one for Crestwood. Big to see here so far. Now St. Jude's will be inbounded. Nelson gives it to Grant, who gives it right back to CJ. Now Nelson trying to size up. Pass over to Laux. Laux to Dorsey. Dorsey on this left wing. Back to Laux. He's going to potentially get set. Pauses. Gives it over to Olaye. Olaye has Dorsey inside. He's going to go right at Clark. Not able to get it. Contact there. And out of bounds it goes. Crestwood will be the one maintaining possession. Now we look around here. Crestwood will see what they can do on this possession. Phillips up his right-hand side. Phillips tells his teammate to clear out. Going to get a screen here now from Arik Pesh. Step back, gives Gives it now over to Clark. Clark, hand off to Pesh. Pesh set for three. It's just on the front iron. Uraz tries getting to it, but Dorsey gets there first. And now Nelson brings it up on this left-hand side. CJ Nelson, swing on over to Grant. Clark, Grant gets the screen from Nelson. Nelson, quick pass over to Olaye for three. High bounce, not able to get it. Dorsey comes down with it. Tries drawing the foul, doesn't, but it will remain St. Jude's ball. Look now on this opportunity, goes out to Grant. Chance short, now able to get it on that second opportunity. Now it will be Pesh, quick pass on out. Travel called.
Shuffled his feet on that catch.
Crestwood unfortunate on that situation. Score still 5-3 in favor of the St. Jude side.
For a couple teams that are typically high scoring, both of them kind of looking to get settled in here early on.
The way it's looked to me is both these teams, they're playing aggressive, they're trying to get shots up, and well, the shots and the chances aren't falling. And Nelson, uncharacteristic miss, the putback by Kyle Dorsey. And I will say, I've been impressed by Dorsey so far. He's been operating as the big so far for St. Jude's, and every fast break, every rebound has started with 0-0.
Yeah, and that time he brought outside the break for them as well.
Seeing a substitution here now for Crestwood, number 12, Goran Davidovic. And he'll be stepping in here for Malachi Phillips. The inbound to come. Dorsey glancing around, Hamilton in front of him, finds Grant. Grant has Pesh putting himself on. Grant, Louks to Olaye. Olaye one jab, finds Dorsey. Dorsey gives it moving to Nelson. Nelson goes straight to the hole, steps back, pulls up from the mid-range. And CJ Nelson makes it 7-3.
That's what scorers do. They're going to miss a couple easy ones early on, but next play, that's why he's such a high-level scorer, because he's able to look to the next play, and that's what he did. Be able to hit a tough shot.
Clark able to get free on the pick and roll. The dump pass not able to get the first make. Doesn't get it on the second one, but it does seem that he did draw the foul. We'll see if that will be an inbound or a shooting foul. We're currently deliberating here with the referee. In the meantime, Elijah Patterson coming on for St. Jude's. He'll be making the substitution for Matt Louks. And it will be free throws here to come for Isaiah Clark.
Isaiah Clark, another player, one of the top ones in his class in the 2028. Him and Hamilton have been going everywhere together, whether it was on the U15 Canada Elite Championship team at Under Armour Circuit or the U16 Team Canada team this past summer, or now here at Crestwood. They are a top dynamic duo in their class. They play like it.
Clark hits a free throw there to close it out. And now we'll be seeing Patterson get it going here. His first game time in this one. Grant, swing across to Nelson. Nelson is shadowed by Hamilton, but Hamilton gives him just too much space, and the kids here at St. Jude's go crazy. CJ Nelson strips the ball. He's leading the charge here on the steal, floats it up, and what play! CJ Nelson is putting on a spectacle early in this one.
And this is the type of basketball that St. Jude's has been playing as of late. They're playing hounding defense. They're able to run out, play fast, and once your scorers, CJ, Kamar, and the whole crew get going, they have been tough to stop. I mean, they didn't just beat Polaris. You know, they won by a pretty big margin, right?
89-73 that win over Polaris.
That's not a fluke.
Yeah, and that was a Polaris team that, you know, I mentioned it in previous Polaris games. Oh, there goes Nelson again with a steal. I hold my thought as it goes out of bounds. And it becomes St. Jude's ball again. I'll get back to my thought now on this, because could have been another highlight play as we see Mikhail Bartley sub in, but a timeout gets called here quickly for Crestwood. 14-5 is the score. CJ Nelson already 7 points on the day.
Ottawa, the heart of Canada, where the cities come together. From the canal to the parliament, the capital isn't just a place, it's a proving ground. The energy hits different here, where East meets West, where English meets French. Where the NPH Eastern Conference is forming, the capital is where regions will collide, where stories will be written, and where legacies are made. The Capital Showdown. Let's see who really runs Canada.
We return, ladies and gentlemen, here. St. Jude's bringing it up, and I was mentioning it before the break. Their win against Polaris, 89-73, was a fantastic win for them. Obviously, Polaris has been a very good side this year. Going into that game, they were 6-0, and I had mentioned Polaris, they haven't faced any of the really big dogs so far this season, but every match that they played Brampton City Prep, who was seeming to be the first real challenge. A team that's been fantastic this year, and they dog-walked them. They had a fantastic game against them, and St. Jude went in, were able to get the win over Polaris Prep, and that should give this team enough confidence now as they face Crestwood.
Yep. And they're showing they can really compete with anybody. They've been playing with that chip on their shoulder. Let's be real, man. Like, you know, I'm obviously familiar with the talent on this team, but, you know, maybe that preseason ranking got to them, and that's sometimes what you need, is to put a little fire under certain guys, where some guys maybe you give them too much hype and maybe they taper off a little bit. But for these St. Jude's team, they're proving everybody wrong, including myself. Not to say I've never been necessarily that low on them per se, but just compared to the rest of the talent pool in the NPA, you know, they're definitely surprising me. They're looking like an upper echelon team, but when you look at how they're playing, it makes sense. When you have two guards like CJ Nelson and Kamar Grant, who can dictate the game like they do and play well off of each other like they do, then you can beat anybody in a single game. So,
yeah. I mean, one of the big guys that I want to highlight as well, I mentioned earlier, Kyle Dorsey's been a guy that's been impressive this game. His older brother, DJ Jackson, is currently the runner-up for U Sports Player of the Year.
Yep.
So it goes to show just how much Canadian basketball runs in that family. And one thing I want to mention real quick, also for St. Jude's, a big element, you got to tip your hat to their coaching. They've had some very close games. They've had a nail-biter against Lincoln, that game against Polaris, and they already faced the partnership of Fort Erie and Royal Crown. And one of the big things you can say about their coaching, big three there for Elijah Patterson. St. Jude's extend their advantage. But yeah, the coaching definitely has been something that's helped elevate them. If you can light the fire underneath your guys! Had to pause the thought there. Isaiah Hamilton brings everything to a halt.
Man, I think he was looking down in the rim, and he punched that with force. Man, this kid is just a special athlete and a special prospect.
Disgusting one there. Nelson with the dump-off pass. Great vision as Dorsey finishes. He gets those 2 points right back.
St. Jude said we're here. We're still here.
Yeah. Don't forget the thought I had about the coaching. Let's just watch this game.
Yeah.
Eric Pesch lining up here. Covered by Dorsey on the wing. Dump pass inside to Clark. Clark with a jab step. Trying to take it to the hoop. Steps back at the free throw line. His fader doesn't go. Hamilton's put back though. Joes.
There we go. It's starting to turn it up here early. And it's like this Crestwood team will go as far as he takes them. And as a young player, you really can't ask for anything more than that. Having that opportunity to learn, make mistakes, learn from your mistakes, ultimately grow as a leader, because he is a player. You know, when we're talking about potential, it's endless. He can be the guy, the number one option on a high major program when he gets there. But learning this type of stuff at this level right now, that's only going to benefit him. And, you know, he might get passionate at times, but, you know, he's locked in. That just shows how much he cares about the game. So, looks like we got a timeout.
We do. 19-9. We head into this second timeout of this first quarter. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Ottawa, the heart of Canada, where the cities come together. From the canal to the parliament, the capital isn't just a place, it's a proving ground. The energy hits different here, where East meets West, where English meets French. Where the NPH Eastern Conference is forming, the capital is where regions will collide, where stories will be written and where legacies are made. The Capital Showdown. Let's see who really runs Canada.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here. We continue it on. 19-9, St. Jude's lead at home. Just how far can it go for them? We'll just have to wait and see. Free throws coming here for Elijah Patterson. That was coming off of that reach-in from Isaiah Hamilton earlier. And you mentioned Isaiah Hamilton, he gets fiery, he gets very, you can't knock a guy for the level of passion that he brings to the game.
You know why? Because you can't teach that. Now you would rather have a guy you might have to tone down a little bit as a guy you might have to tone up, and you might have to turn it up because it's hard to light a fire from nothing. When he already has a fire, you just got to learn handle it a little bit. A lot like a Dylan Brooks. But when you're able to figure that out and turn it into a strength, then look what happens. You're a long-time NBA pro making a bunch of money.
I remember for myself, I was a part of multiple band programs. Big block there by Hussein. I'll hold my thought. Hussein Khan with the block. And now they're going the other way. Patterson, dump pass inside to Dorsey. He waits, gets blocked as well. Tries getting tipped out by Bartley. Now it's going to be going again. It's Crestwood. Corner. It's Uraz for three, and he splashes that one home. Crestwood. Crazy back and forth sequence between them.
Yeah. Not surprised to see them pick it up here with the amount of talent that they have on this team. Once they're able to get going, they can really play well. Kick ball that time.
Patterson tried finding Dorsey and ended up getting a kick ball. They're going to get an inbound here. But again, returning to the point about the passion, I've been through a lot of walks of life, from musical theater to sports to band, and the one thing they always teach you when you're coming in, it's easier to be loud and tell you to be quiet than it is for you to be quiet and tell you to pick it up.
Yep, exactly.
So the fact that he has that passion, he's going to have to rein it in a little bit at some point. It may cause him problems at the next level, but that's stuff that coaches love, and they love having players like that on their team. Sammy Uraz, his pump fake leads to a three. It was going to be a three. He steps in, takes the midi two, and Sammy Uraz now 5 points on consecutive possessions. Pass comes in here. St. Jude's resting a couple players here, but they still get those buckets there. Caden Thomas, the one with the bucket for him.
Caden Thomas is a huge X factor for this team. He just comes up big in every moment on both ends. He can make shots, he can defend, he plays super hard at all times.
Khan, his attack to the basket, blocked again. Bartley, outlet pass over to Clark, a bit too far for Isaiah Clark. That was the idea, to try to reach him, but it just wasn't meant to be. And Crestwood turn it over on what could have been a fantastic opportunity. They've closed the gap now, though, to 5. Stapleton, the one bringing it up here for St. Jude's. He finds Thomas. Thomas driving around. Quick dump over to Patterson, not able to get it. Dorsey not able to corral. Bartley brings it up, has someone on his right-hand side. Quick pass over. That's Strawbridge. He puts it up, and a blocking foul is called.
Yeah, I think that was the right call. Marquis Strawbridge, another weapon for this Crestwood team. We're talking about a 6'6", 6'7" wing that can really step out and catch fire from outside. He can play in the post. He can guard the post. He can guard the perimeter. So very versatile player, very skilled.
Yeah, he makes the jump over here from Sault Ste. Marie. That's where he was before this season.
Shout out Steel City Slam. My guy Jeff Giovannotti holding it down up there. He used to coach. I remember Jeff, who's coached with Team Canada, Coach RJ Bear, he's been around for a while, and I remember him bringing Marquis Strawbridge into our office in NPH when Marquis was maybe 14, 15. He said, this guy's got next. And we did a little workout with him. I got to see what he's capable of. I'm like, yeah, this kid, ever since then, he's been on our radar. Gets a block that time.
Marquis Strawbridge, big defensive play. It comes out to Stapleton. He takes it for 3. Can't get it. It's tipped around. And we hear a whistle here from the referees. It will be going in St. James's favor. And a tech goal here for Mikhail Bartley. Crazy to see there. Tech called, and we will be seeing St. Jude's garner some free throws.
I didn't really see what happened there exactly, but
It seemed that based off of what I saw, the referee made a call specifically on Isaiah Clark. Bit of a grab going for the rebound, simple foul call there. Bartley didn't like the call, said something to the referee, and he got teed up for it.
I wonder if there's a little hometown cooking going on right now. You know, for a team like St. Jude's right now, they built a very nice atmosphere. They got a lot of the student section coming out.
I still think it's really funny. They come here, they're cheering on every St. Jude basket, but every time Isaiah Hamilton touches the ball, you can see a little sway in the allegiance and the kids in the crowd.
Even in the warm-ups, right? They heard him. They were screaming his name, and I'm saying this is crazy. This kid just turned 16, and you know, it's a lot of pressure. It's not something easy, especially in this social media era. And you were asking me about kind of the comparison between when Andrew Wiggins was coming up. Definitely same magnitude of a prospect, but Andrew didn't grow up in this era of social media like it is now, where all these kids know him. Because back in the day, like, only the real people that were in the game and were fans of the game knew Wiggins when he was at the high school level. Like, it was still a very niche thing. Obviously, he blew up. He was the #1 player in the North America, but TikTok, IG, everything has made Isaiah Hamilton such a large figure already at this age, and he's been doing a good job of keeping his head straight and focusing on the right thing. And obviously credit to his parents who do a good job of making sure, and his coaches as well, making sure he stays locked in. So first quarter, a lot of highlights already. That was only the first quarter?
First quarter, 22-16. Crestwood trail, but both these teams were resting their players a little bit, their starters. They're going to come out with full power in this second quarter. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, so don't go anywhere.
Now I'm rising with the sky. Stardust in my. Now I'm rising with fire from what they used to boast. Bridge culture with core. Let your roots roar. From Toronto, Jeddah, Dubai. Open every door. They say you're small, you don't belong in the score. But universe whisper, you built for much more. Wake up to your power, see the game wait. Court is your voice, the hoops your state. Every strap you grab, every shot you take. Be the message in the grind, no silent breaks. They slept on me, now I rise to the sky. Stardust in my veins, see the flame in my eye. Game speak loud, I don't need to try. From shadows to spotlight, watch me testify. Wake up the world, let them feel who we be. Roots in the ground, but a soul run free. Internet's connect, gateway to your dreams. Game speaks.
We return, ladies and gentlemen, for some second quarter action. St. Jude's, the home team, leads 22-16 over Crestwood. And we see a couple of players who are finishing off last quarter, still out there. We're seeing your Caden Thomases. We're seeing Sareem Khan out there. And a three-pointer there from Jaden Stapleton to get it going here for St. Jude's. And I mean, the rest of St. Jude's team, well, we're seeing Kamar Grant out there once more with CJ Nelson. Nelson trying to cover Sammy Uraz here. Sammy's floater, not able to get it. Rebounded by Khan. Khan pass on out now to Thomas. Thomas driving in, spins around, thinks about it, kicks it back over. A whistle called for a travel. And a quick turnover there. Crestwood retake possession again. Here setting it up. Crestwood out there for them at this moment in time. Mikhail Bartley still out there. Malachi Phillips checks back in. Marquise Strawbridge and Sammy Uraz. And last player, I didn't mention him, but he's out there as well. 15U Canada Elite player Isaiah Iniojukan.
Yeah, and he's the third Isaiah in this team, also a 2028, and as a point guard in his class, keep your eyes peeled on this kid. I would say him and Goran Davidovic, the two 2028 point guards on this Crestwood team, both have a chance to be really good, really good. Obviously, Mikael Bartley as well is another 28. So this whole team is just young guns. They're going to be a problem, whether they all end up staying here at Crestwood or not. But, either way, these all play. It's going to be like the Caden Montverde team in a few years. Like, where's this guy now? Where's he now? Where is he now? Because they all have a chance to be really good.
It'll be fun to see where these kids end up because they've been fantastic. They've been giving it their all. And, I mean, you take away Sammy Uraz, you take away Arik Pesh, almost this entire team is class of 2028. It's a very young team. And I mean, one of the things that they've talked about themselves this season has been a bit of a problem is the maturity side. That's been a big issue for them, and you can definitely see that in the games that they've had where it's been close. I mean, the King Heights game, crazy results. The RNS game, you could see them kind of getting back and forth with it. They get chippy with everybody on the court.
Yeah.
That is just something that you learn with age. It's something that you end up learning over time. So we'll see how they keep on developing. I'm very excited to see how this team looks next year. Who's coming back next year? Who's coming back 2 years from now? Especially with NPH expanding next year to the U.S.
Yep.
We might see them take on one of the bigger schools in the U.S. and properly get the exposure they deserve.
We got a chance to see Royal Crown and Los Explorers, a.k.a. Columbus. So, that was a nice little taste of what the future could possibly be. We saw Royal Crown take down, a top team reigning national champions. Obviously, the Boozer twins and those guys graduated, but still, the Gaskins brothers, they're top-ranked prospects as well, future pros most likely. So, seeing that type of stuff, I love seeing our Canadians compete. That's why I've seen Canada Elite win the Under Armour Championship. I was down at Ohio for one of the sessions last year. Just got a chance to see those boys do their thing, and Canada's here.
Nelson spins around, puts up the midi off the side of the backboard. It's still loose. It's picked up by Khan. Khan back to Nelson. He's set up in the corner. Tosses it over. Great vision of Grant. His three-pointer just off the rim. Khan tried fighting for it. Claims that Uraz touched it, but the referee disagrees. Sends it the other way. And now we're seeing a substitution being made here. Arik Pesh coming on here for Mikael Bartley.
And it looks like Crestwood is probably going to dare Kamar Grant to continue to take that perimeter shot. They probably like their chances at that, but if you're Kamar, you got to take that challenge on, knock that down, because if he's knocking down his jumper consistently, how do you stop him?
Pesh here on the left wing. Gets it popped out immediately by Grant. It will still remain Crestwood ball. Everyone here ready, looking around. Pesh pass into Phillips. Laux plays a switch here. Strawbridge now definitely a size mismatch on Nelson. Tries to find him. The reach in for Strawbridge. He decides to go with the midi, and it just goes to show the talent of Marquis Strawbridge. Sizes up inside, instead pulls up for the midi, and still money regardless.
Simple but effective. Catch, Carmelo Anthony type. Catch mid-post, face up, rise up. No dribbles needed.
Nelson with a deep three-pointer. It's just off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Grant. Grant gets past your Raz, and a big finish there. Great finish from Kamar Grant.
Kamar Grant really get on that rim. I always said if we had a NPA dunk contest, he would be in there. A number of other players as well. A lot of high-level athletes in the NPA.
Getting ready to check in here now for Crestwood is Isaiah Hamilton. Nice little break. We'll see how he comes back. Uraz through contact. Gets the bucket, and one more for him on the road. Great chance there for Crestwood to keep closing the advantage.
Mr. Reliable. Sammy Uraz at it again. The senior of this team and a leader. Gets it done.
I think a big element of basketball, you talk about the guys who are your stars, your Isaiah Hamilton, so to say, the people who are the big names, the people who are going to be the ticket seller, so to say. But every team has a player who, in my opinion, is very, very good, is a huge leader for the team, both on and off the court. And for this Crestwood team, it's been hard for that to not be Sammy Uraz.
Yeah.
Every time in warm-ups, he's the one leading the team.
Yeah.
Every time I see them on the bench, he's saying stuff to each other, trying to get them motivated. He is the senior of the team. He is the one who organizes it. But the best thing that you can see is it isn't just a leadership thing. It's also just a play thing.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of moments. You have Hamilton out there. You have Clark out there. And yet it's still in the hands of Sammy Uraz. He's someone who will be able to lead this Crestwood teams. But we'll see how it goes for him. CJ Nelson able to get a three-pointer there on the other end. Great to see for Nelson. And now they're going fast. Khan trying to get it to Grant. And a foul's called there on Sammy Uraz.
Just a
Uraz a bit surprised.
Second, split second too late on that lob pass.
Khan tried finding Grant. Contact in the air. And now it will be some free throws coming for Grant.
Straight in the air. How do you jump backwards? Hey, 5 on 3.
Grant at the line has 2 free throws to come. Sinks his first. Next one to come. Clark Grant puts it up and in. Gets both here at the line to make it 34-21. And the advantage that Crestwood was able to dig into, they're back in the hole again.
It's a game of runs. Got to stay locked in. And, as a younger team, this is obviously learning in real time, but there's still a lot of ball left to be played. They're going to go on another couple runs, just no doubt about that.
Pesh on the attack to the basket, can't get it. Hamilton not able to corral it, gets popped out. And it will be St. Jude's the ones to recoup here. Hamilton not pleased with the call, but that's the way it goes. St. Jude on the inbound. Finds over to Nelson. Nelson slow to bring it up. He gets the play call from the coach. Now quick dump over to Laux. Laux glancing around, hands it over to Grant. Grant giving some space, has Khan for 3. He pulls up just off the front of the rim. Can't get it to go. Hamilton, the one to drive now. He finds Anyoju Khan, gets tipped as it goes out of bounds. It will remain Crestwood as they now set up here in the half court. Phillips, the one glancing, waiting for someone to flare, someone to get open. We'll find Arik Pesh. Pesh passes over to Uraz. Uraz back to Phillips. He sets his feet, gets a defender in the air, goes right to the basket, decides to go up through the contact, can't get it. Laux comes down with it. St. Jude go the other way. Laux pauses, quick pass over, a 1-2 with Grant, right to the basket. And wonderful team play for St. Jude's to continue to grow the advantage.
And Kamar's really been showing his versatility this season. He's had a lot of, possessions throughout the course of the season in different games where he's catching mid-post like he did there, found the quick cutter, or sometimes he'll spin off or able to kind of bully guys in the post. So he's showing different dimensions to his game.
Uraz not able to get the bucket, still fighting for it loose. It will be Nelson. He slows it down here. Uraz the one picking him up. And Nelson trying to see what he can do. Finds Laux. Laux dump pass inside of Grant. They've been on fire on the connection here. They try kicking it out. It goes all the way back around to Laux. Laux goes right to the basket. He already had 1. He goes for 2. Ooh. And Hamilton couldn't get the block as Laux gets the reverse leg. And Crestwood forced to call a timeout here. 38-21. The score here right now. St. Jude's really setting some dominance.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and help as many kids as possible, right?
We return here now. The opportunity's coming, waiting to see who it is going to be receiving the inbound. It will be Crestwood on this possession. They got to get something going. You look at the team, Isaiah Hamilton so far 2 for 6 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3. Sammy Uraz 3 for 7. Apart from that, there really hasn't been much offense produced for this Crestwood side. They want to try to get it set. Goes to Arik Pesh. Pesh dump inside, and there's Uraz with a finish. Crestwood tack on 2. But now St. Jude, they're going to try to put their foot straight down on the gas, keep growing this advantage. You can't let up, but immediately a turnover goes. Hamilton behind the back!
Goodness.
Isaiah Hamilton!
Every
What
possession, he
a
does
play!
something spectacular.
Picks the pass, takes it up the lane, behind the back, and puts it in.
Nice response from CJ. But like going back to that play before he even stole the ball, his anticipation to read which side they're going to make the pass and poke it from behind, high-level defensive instincts. I think, you know, his defensive side is really intriguing just as much as offensive side. Here's Crestwood now.
Pesh with a 3. Now it will be St. Jude's attacking again. Grant back to Nelson. Nelson setting up his team. Laux to set up a screen. Nelson takes it, pulls up in rhythm through contact. No foul. Gons gets it. He goes up, not able to get the make. And it's still loose now. Pesh bringing it up here on this left-hand side. Slows it up. Pass on over to Phillips. Phillips driving in through a lot of contact. And Nelson called for the foul there. And CJ Nelson, I will say, one thing I really like about him, his mentality isn't to complain about the call. It's always just a simple nod, go, all right, let's bring the next possession. And we saw it there on the Hamilton dunk. He turned the ball over. Hamilton with an amazing play on the dunk. And Nelson, I just saw his face. He just gave a simple nod. He went, okay. Brought it up the court, split the defenders, and an amazing lay right at the basket to get those 2 points right back. First one falls here for Malachi Phillips. Next one coming for him. It's short. Phillips gets his own miss, goes right back up with it, not able to get it. Rebounded by Hamilton. A push on Laux. Crestwood will set up, and it seems that Hamilton.
Yeah, he's already coming into this game with an injured wrist. Had to get it taped up.
He's now holding on to his, I believe it's abdomen here.
Oh, something different.
From the shove from Laux, it seems. Is Hamilton going to stay in? He will. Crestwood set up again.
And they're being a little chippy with him.
An inbound spin and make from Sammy Uraz. And for anyone who fully saw the plays build up, Sammy Uraz spun off his man to get open. Great inbound pass to find him, and he was just putting it up with a simple lay. That's why you work on the footwork, ladies and gentlemen. Sammy Uraz puts him in the spin cycle.
Like every time Crestwood calls a timeout, they've been able to respond nicely. Nice adjustments here in game.
40-32, the advantage drops to 8. Nelson from the free throw line, and that's 2 more for CJ. Kahn tips it out of bounds. It will remain Crestwood ball. Pesh now forced to slow it down a little, forced to see what's coming. Pesh, pass on into Phillips. Out to Pesh, quick pass over to Hamilton in the corner. He goes up reverse. What a spinning layup. It looked like it was the Nutcracker. What a pirouette from Isaiah Hamilton to get the lay. But now Nelson drives in. He pulls up again from the free throw line. That one doesn't go. Uraz comes down with it. He finds Phillips. Phillips driving the lane immediately. Reverse lane, not able to get it. The putback chance from Hamilton doesn't go. And now St. Jude's leads again. Pass up to Grant. He goes up the transition through contact. Doesn't get the make, but does get the foul. And 2 free throws on the way here for St. Jude's.
See if they can hang on to this lead. It was pretty similar to their game against Polaris where they led for a majority of the game, but they were able to maintain that lead throughout. Let's see if it's going to be the same, or is Crestwood going to continue to fight back? They're on a pretty solid run right now, cutting it to a single-digit game as we got a timeout, so we will be right back.
go, guys. We got to go now. Let's go. Coach, we got to go. We got to go.
We're back here once more. The setup is coming. Crestwood setting up. They're talking here with one another while Kamar Grant waits for the free throws to be given to him. Ref still hasn't even given him the ball. He gets his first chance here, sinks it with ease. Great finish there from Kamar Grant.
Oh.
Opportunity doesn't go, but the make is. And Isaiah Eniojikon with the make here for Crestwood. And he gets a trip to the line for his troubles. Eniojikon misses the free throw. It's loose. Pesh is the one who fights for it, though, and Crestwood gets to reestablish possession again.
Great hustle.
Hamilton, a very deep three-pointer, and he gets that one to fall. What a shot from Hamilton. (43-39) is now the score. Nelson sizing up Phillips, steps back, thought about the pull-up, gives it over to Patterson. Patterson, he pulls up just inside the arc, high bounce, and it lands in the hands of Uraz. Uraz, he finds Hamilton here quick. Hamilton driving in, pauses, tries putting up a crazy shot, not able to get it to go. And it will be St. Jude's the other way. Quick pass out from Nelson inside to Dorsey. He takes it right to it, but doesn't take the dribble for the gather step, and as a result, will be flagged for the foul. Well, for the travel, apologies. Hamilton pausing here, passes back on over. Uraz spins around. He loses the ball for a moment, but finds Pesh. Phillips has it. Covered by Nelson. He sets up, launching from a deep three-pointer. Phillips can't convert it. Hamilton again. He spins around. Gets it popped out of his hand. Grant's the one who corrals. Has Patterson on the left. Decides to take it himself. Now he finds Patterson. He's open for three in the corner. It's just short on the front iron. It's rebounded once more by St. Jude. That one right there is Christian Case. He can't get the bucket. It goes over to Phillips. He goes up. Gets stripped there from behind. Great defensive play from Kamar Grant.
Great tip. And anticipation that time for Grant. Crestwood regains possession.
Phillips to inbound. Uraz tries to spin move again, but isn't as open, so it will go to Eniojikon. He finds Phillips. Phillips on this left-hand side tells Pesh to cut. Hamilton getting set.
Nope.
Grant comes flying in to try to get it popped out.
I think Phillips faked that pass and hit Hamilton on the back door.
It is what it is there, but based off the fouls already, that will be free throws for Isaiah Hamilton. Caden Thomas, the one to check in. He'll be coming in for Kamar Grant.
Another foul for Kamar Grant. I think that's key. If they're able to continue to get him in foul trouble, they might not have an answer here for Isaiah Hamilton. He's by far their best defender.
Kamar Grant so far today has 3 personal fouls. Same goes for Toro Olaye. That's also why we probably haven't seen Toro in a little bit.
Yeah, those are tough.
Foul trouble already in the first from those two. That's unfortunate to see, but looking at fouls on the side of Crestwood, the reason why we haven't seen Isaiah Clark out there, he also already with 3 personal fouls today.
Just like that, it's a 2-point game, and pretty fast at that. You know, Isaiah Hamilton able to spark that run with a crazy, almost every time he does something so crazy that his teammates get fired up from it, whether it's that 3 hit from nearly half court. You know, a couple of those above the rim plays that he's making, and his teammates feed off of that, and then they're going to continue to step up their play. Sammy's been solid from the jump, but
Nelson, great pass to Case.
Nice.
And a wonderful finish from Christian Case in the traffic, but what a find from CJ Nelson. Uraz now goes to the basket, a whistle goes.
Great take by Sammy, just put his head down, got through that little half-court trap. with his left hand too. That's the thing I like to watch for, is how adept are these players using their offhand, whether it's trying to get, you know, to your spot off the bounce or even finishing around the rim. Sammy, very polished. You know, he can shoot the three, he can finish inside, play with both hands, good decision maker.
First free throw for Sammy Uraz falls. And I gotta say, I got a lot of love for the St. Jude's crowd.
Yeah, they're bringing it.
I don't think there's anything more intimidating than a crowd of about 8-year-olds all chanting for hoping for you to miss this free throw. Uraz sunk his first, he sinks his second. And now Phillips picks up Nelson full court. He finds Patterson. Patterson picked up by Pesh. Patterson trying to set up here, trying to get past Pesh, trying to dance. He quickly gives it over to Case. Case shovels over to Nelson. He takes it inside, pulls up from the midi, and he gets that one to fall. CJ Nelson again.
Big-time players make big-time shots.
Once again, he fights for the steal, not able to get it, and Ojikon finds Uraz. He goes up with the lay, and those 2 points go right back for Crestwood, and they're playing full court press here to try to force something. They stop the potential quick inbound. Now we're going to see if anyone's going to guard Nelson full. They will. It's going to be Pesh. Pesh bringing it up here on this left-hand side. Calls for Case to go to the left, pushes right, wants a cut, ends up giving it over to Thomas. Thomas, pass over to Case, gets tipped. And it will remain St. Jude's ball following the kickball. Chance handed over to Thomas. Thomas taking it towards the lane. He pauses. Quick pass into Dorsey. One dribble on the gather, and it will be 2 more points once more here for St. Jude. They make it 49-45. Hamilton attacking Case. Steps back for 3. Isaiah Hamilton!
Wow.
Big play from Hamilton there. Makes it a 1-point game as St. Jude's call a timeout. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, here for the remainder of this second period. We'll be right back. Apologies, it's halftime. So we will be right back. Big buzzer beater right there at the end of the half from Isaiah Hamilton. 49-48 for when we return, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go anywhere. We have an electric game of basketball on our hands.
My name is Sonny Suits, and I'm the co-founder and director of Western Canada Prep Academy. We started our program to help keep kids home that were leaving to play prep school in other areas, so we wanted to provide an option for that high-performance environment in Edmonton. For us, joining the NPA is a natural progression. We want to be able to participate in a national platform. We've been playing against a lot of American leagues over the years, and we feel like playing in a national Canadian league is a really good look for our program. Having an NPH Western Conference will allow us to have better games at home, and that's always been a thing going out west. But there's a couple really good anchor programs out here that we get to play, but there's not enough to allow them to advance. And creating that conference will allow us to have more sustainable, high level of competition regularly in our area. That helps in a lot of different ways, and it's going to help grow the game quite a bit by just having that presence out there.
They've been sleeping tons of. Wake up, wake up. Wake up is a new day, new era. Lights on, game loud, move clearer. They slept too long, now the storm got nearer. Wake up, look in the mirror. Wake up, you feel that shift in the air. Stardust burn, old crew in the flare. What's gonna shake when the dreamers declare? Wake up, we already here. Wake up, wake up. Cold floors, no name on the list. We built from the shadows, can't sleep on this. Every miss was a spark, now the flames exist.
Welcome to the new era of basketball. They doubted you. They overlooked you. They didn't believe in you. But now, everything changes. No more sidelines. No more being underrated. No more sleeping. It's time for your game to speak. NPH has traveled the world. We've connected with the top players. We've built this stage. And now, it's time. Time for the game to rise. Time for you to rise. Time for the basketball world to wake up. Welcome to the new era of basketball.
CEO at North Pole Hoops, and want to get you updated on what's going on at NPH. And more importantly, what's to come in 2026. This year, expected to be the biggest in company history. Let's lock in. I just got back from our Middle East tour.
Welcome to Riyadh.
With Abdul, our regional director. And we spent time in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia, where we were able to meet with major stakeholders in the region that are interested in connecting the dots, creating that bridge between North America and the Middle East region through basketball and creating a global impact through multiple basketball projects, which we're excited to share as we roll into 2026. And as we move over to Saudi Arabia, a country going through a transformation with a strong ambition in sports and entertainment. This is a country that's hungry for more. Working together with North Pole Hoops, we want to bring the basketball world to the kingdom. Now we're back in the United States of America, focused on building the Southern Conference of North Pole Hoops. The evolution of prep basketball, from national championships to continental cups. We are choosing select programs that align with our global vision. As for up north in Canada, the momentum is undeniable. We just finished up a Montreal session, and we're heading into the new year in the nation's capital of Ottawa. As we get closer to March, championship month, the storylines are picking up. In Canada, one of the biggest storylines, David Bottomley, averaging 47 points per game following the tragic loss of his father. He is now turning performance into purpose, and that's NPH family. Then you look at Isaiah Hamilton and Kareem Al-Jabbar, two NBA level prospects who are breaking out in the NPA in their first year of prep basketball. They've stepped into a higher level of competition and structure, and instead of adjusting slowly, they've announced themselves. And of course, the rivalry that continues to define Canadian prep basketball. Port Erie versus Royal Crown, owners of the last two national championships. A storied matchup that keeps bubbling season after season as both programs chase another NPA crown. Every time they meet, it means something. Honorable mention that truly deserves recognition, Yusuf Ahmed. Watching Yusuf rise through the NPH ecosystem, from dominating D1 to becoming one of the top players in the NPA and Canada overall, is exactly why this platform exists. These aren't just highlights, these are pathways, growth stories, and proof that the ecosystem works. And when it comes to women's basketball, the ladies are shining. We're in year 2 of the WNPA, and we're elevating women's basketball. With star talent like Chance Berry, Amelia Sow, Jordan Wheeler, they're setting a global standard for what's to come. So what can we expect moving forward at North Pole Hoops? We're building conferences. 4 conferences over the next 2 years are in the process of being built. We have the Central Conference, which will cover the majority of Ontario. Eastern Conference will start in the nation's capital from Ottawa, go throughout Quebec and Atlantic Canada, connecting the whole eastern region of the country. And then Western Canada starts in Manitoba, goes through Saskatchewan, Alberta, and BC. Last but not least, the Southern Conference in the USA. That is under construction as we speak and will be growing over the next couple years, starting with the inaugural 26-27 season, MPA and WNPA South. Conferences equal structure. This isn't just expansion for the sake of expansion. This is intentional growth built to last. At North Pole Hoops, it's always been about building growth pathways on and off the floor. And entering 2026, it's about alignment, global reach, and raising the standard everywhere we go. To coaches, parents, players, and partners, thank you for continuing to believe in this vision. We're just getting started. Thank you.
My name is Silky Sullivan. Who's missing is my wife, the second half of DNV Chill Cryo Wellness Spa, Verona Sullivan. We started this company, DMV Chill Cryotherapy Wellness Spa, about going on 5 years ago. We felt the need for athletes to have recovery and pain management at sporting events. Technology that we have, the device that we have, we are able to spray athletes before they play, during halftime, and after they play, because it's nothing but 60 to 90-second sessions. It reduces inflammation, it reduces swelling, it eliminates muscle soreness. It's very efficient and it's very powerful. Anywhere that they're playing a high level of basketball, they're gonna need recovery. And I must say, this is my first time in Canada. Of course, I watched the SGA, the OKC won the championship, but for me to see with my own eyes, these kids I'm very impressed. I told Tyreek that I'm very impressed with the level of play that they're playing out there. With that being said, they playing long games. Like I tell kids, you have to recover like you practice and play. They're playing every day, they're practicing every day, and they're training every day. So you have to let your body recover. And so I figure that this is something that we could come up here and help them with, and they could also help us, and we can help each other, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we return here for some second half action at the St. Jude's AC Dome. And right with St. Jude's leading 49-48, it seems that their army of fans have to catch the next bus to go home. I will say that is a bit of a shame when your audience is predominantly, for the day, the students that have to catch the bus.
Home time, I guess. Maybe we'll see the older kids might be wrapping up school right now, or who knows? Maybe will St. Jude's lose the juice right now? Their home crowd going home. We'll see.
Who knows? But one thing I want to say in terms of talking about the juice that we've seen so far, one of the big things that I want to highlight was Eric Pesch there in the half. Very fired up, talking to his team. He was telling them, look, we've been beating them going downhill. We just got to keep on doing what's working. We keep straying away from it. We got to go right at them.
Yeah.
And I really love that enthusiasm from Eric Pesch. And we'll see how Crestwood responds. They only trail by 1, but they currently lead the way. And Malachi Phillips called immediately there for a shove on number 10, Jaden Stapleton on the side of St. Jude's. Out there right now for St. Jude's, the aforementioned Jaden Stapleton, along with CJ Nelson, who's been lighting it up today. And joining them will be Kyle Dorsey, Christian Case, and Matt Louts. Out there right now for Crestwood, Malachi Phillips was the one who had the foul there on that situation. Malachi Phillips is joined by Isaiah Hamilton, Isaiah Clark, Sammy Uraz, and Eric Pesch. Inbound comes in, a 1-2, Stapleton. Wondering what to do, gives it over to Case. Case called for the travel, which is a shame for them. He puts up the shot there. 2 turnovers here immediately off fouls for both these sides to start off the second half.
And Crestwood went into that half with some good momentum, really trimming away at that lead. And Isaiah Hamilton had a solid first half. But a solid first half for him is still a handful of highlight plays.
That play right there, a blocking foul called on Sammy Uraz. A very odd situation there. I don't know if you caught it, Joe. The ball was passed back to Sammy Uraz, boinked off the head, and Kyle Dorsey there to clean it up and take it the other way. Dorsey heads to the line. And we got the signal there from the scores table. That was Sammy Uraz's 3rd foul of the game. So also something to keep an eye on there. And with the amount of fouls that we've been seeing this game, at the aforementioned, Olaye has 3 fouls, Grant has 3 fouls, Clark on the side of Crestwood has 3 fouls, and now Sammy Uraz with 3 fouls. I think the question might start to become, if it's still a close game and these players still are the ones they foul out or have the foul trouble, how deep into your bench must you go in a game this close?
Yeah, I mean, it's next man up. You got to stay ready. Even if your number isn't always called, it might get called at any moment.
Ball goes to the corner, and it's a 3-pointer from Isaiah Hamilton. Crestwood take their first lead of the day. Nelson sizing up, passes over to Dorsey. Dorsey to Laux. Laux back to Case. Case finds Stapleton. Stapleton sizing up. Pulls up there, deep 2. High bounce. Hamilton's the one with the jump and the reach. He's the one who comes down with it. He finds Uraz. Uraz drives in, kicks it over to the corner. Phillips, one dribble inside for the mid-range. And Malachi Phillips with the bucket. And I would like to apologize real quick. That Hamilton 3 wasn't for the lead. It was to tie it. But Phillips there with that bucket does give them now their first lead of the day. 53-51. Laux to the basket, dumps it over to Case. Case gets the bucket, and we're all square at 53 again.
Nice dump off that time. Saw the help defender come through, left it down.
Phillips sizing up Stapleton. Has the screen here from Clark, gives it over to Uraz. Uraz doing what he can there. Whistle goes there, foul on Matt Laux. Crestwood gets a reset again. And Joe, this game so far, we've seen it be back and forth here. One question on your opinion here, having seen the St. Jude's team, what do you think they need to do to regain that advantage? They were so hot to start off the game. They've cooled off since.
I think it starts and ends with energy. At the start of the game, their energy was high. Their anticipation on both ends was high. I think they got to get back to that level as CJ Nelson, right on cue, gets a steal. But it seems like Crestwood is kind of up their energy to match, not only to match St. Jude's energy, but surpassing it, and that's why they got the momentum. So I think it's going to come down to whichever team wants it more. Of course, you got to have your guys like CJ Nelson hit big shots, having Kamar Grant in foul trouble. That might have been the turning point, right? Because he was the primary defender on Isaiah Hamilton. As soon as he checked out of the game, it's been, no holds barred. And then ever since, Crestwood hasn't turned back.
On the side of Crestwood, though, a foul was drawn there. Nelson draws the blocking foul on Isaiah Clark. Clark's now back on the bench. He has 4 fouls on the day. We see Marquise Strawbridge check in for him. And that might be the last we see of Isaiah Clark for the next little bit. They're probably going to have him seated until the 4th if it's still a close game with that foul trouble. On the side of Crestwood, we all know everything about Isaiah Hamilton. He's been a key component for him. But outside of Hamilton, what do you think this Crestwood team needs to do as a unit to try to really maintain this advantage that they've now given themselves?
I think what they can do a good job of is dictating the pace and playing at their speed. Once they get out in transition and they're running, they're going to be tough to stop, whether it's Hamilton getting above the rim or Sammy Uraz and, creating drive and kick opportunities for their shooters. I think they have the talent, the size, the athleticism to really take control of this game, which they have in flashes and instances. But if they continue to do that, they're going to be tough to beat, not only for St. Jude's, but really for any team.
St. Jude's take the lead there with a bucket. It's 55-53. Swung on over to Uraz. He's taking a deep opportunity from 3 off the front of the rim. Gets tipped out to Case. Now Nelson, the one to bring it forth. Pesh, the one stepping on him. Nelson slows it down, takes it hard to the lane, pauses, fades away, tries dumping it over. Does. And now they're trying to get set. Ball makes its way over to Dorsey. Back to Nelson. Nelson pulls up for 3, and he's not able to convert it. It was last off of Hamilton, it seems, so it will remain St. Jude's ball. Substitution being made. Isaiah Eniojikan stepping on for Crestwood. Stapleton to inbound. Nelson trying to get open inside, but they find Case out on the perimeter. Case hands it over to Khan. Khan pulls up a very tough shot off the rim, goes out of bounds, and it will be Crestwood to go once more. And right there, Arik Pesh walking by who's saying, come on, keep giving me more possessions. And he's getting fired up here. We haven't seen a ton from Arik Pesh today, but Who knows? Maybe it'll be his chance to step up once the ball goes his way. Out to Eni Ojikan for three. Misses. He fights for it. Lands back in the hands of Phillips. Phillips on the drive. Great attack. And a putback there from Isaiah Hamilton. It sat on the rim. It took its sweet time. And Hamilton with all the force to tie it at 55. Case looking here to find Stapleton. He goes around, taking it inside, flips it back over to Kahn. Kahn, dump inside to Dorsey, who's wide open. And the movement from St. Jude's causes Crestwood to lose their man. And St. Jude's capitalized to retake the lead.
Yeah, Dorsey, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals in this one. Super active.
It's loose again. Uraz trying to get something here. Dumps it over to Phillips. Phillips now trying to get something set. Sizing up Kahn, steps back, takes the three-pointer. It's short on the front iron. Uraz with the board, goes up through contact. And the foul is drawn. 2 free throws now imminent for Crestwood. Sub here for Crestwood. It will be Marquise Strawbridge. He comes on now for Isaiah Hamilton.
Isaiah Hamilton already 21 points, 10 rebounds. Just like that. Like, he can roll out of bed and give you those numbers. And like, it hasn't even particularly been, it hasn't been a bad game. It hasn't been a great game. It's been a solid game, I would say, for him.
It's been a game.
It's been a game. It's been a regular game for Isaiah Hamilton. He can easily end up with like 30 plus in this game, and it'll just be like, all right, like that's probably like a 7 out of 10 game for him. You know, imagine what a 10 out of 10 game. Yeah. And I don't know if I would probably say that 34-point, 10 rebound game he had against RNS where he hit the game winner, that was probably his best game of the season all around so far. But he's having a good one already.
CJ Nelson in the corner, and I mean, to mention him real quick, he has 17 points, 3 points away from yet another 20-point outing. Just goes to show the excellence that CJ Nelson has been demonstrating this entire season.
Even CJ has been having, I would probably say, a below par game by his standards, but still, 17 points. It's like, because he could get to the line, he could get easy buckets, spot-up shooting. That's why he's been a top scorer here.
Out of bounds it goes. Crestwood set up in the half court. And the Ojikan needs to find someone who flares. It will be Uraz. Uraz, Pesh behind him, decides to size up, attack Thomas himself. He swings over to Strawbridge. Strawbridge inside to Eni Ojikan. Eni Ojikan finds Uraz on the cut, and that's 2 points once again for Crestwood. We're tied once more, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice cut by Uraz again.
Nelson finds Kahn. Out to Nelson for three, in and out of the rim. It's rebounded now by Eni Ojikan. He drives, lobs it over to Uraz. And Uraz called for the offensive foul there. And that will be his 4th foul of the game. Crestwood might just have to take him out. And they will. Isaiah Hamilton checks back in.
So now it becomes a game of player management, right? Like, you want to be able to maximize your players for the end of the game, but at the same time, you don't want to have all your top players on the bench and you might lose a lead or you know, lose control. So this is where live coaching and live adjustments come into play. Both sides have been doing a good job.
Olaye back in. We haven't seen much of him since he accumulated his 3 fouls, and now he gets to the line, draws a foul on Marquise Strawbridge. Toro Olaye, class of 2027, and you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, plays bigger than he is. He's a constant double-double threat. And I mean, for a St. Jude's team that when you look at them, you look at the height, you look at the size of the team, they don't have a proper big, which again, I think adds to the fact that they were able to take it to Polaris.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive because they play through their big man in Stefan Susic. But you look over here, they don't have a 7-footer, a proper power forward, a proper big, so to say, on the team. You just have Kyle Dorsey, who's a lanky 6'7" wing. You have Toro Olaye, who is, as it looks, he's a smaller forward, but at the same time, the way he plays, he can be in band with the best of them. If you want to talk about someone kind of like in the NBA, PJ Tucker, someone who plays way bigger than he actually is. And I mean, that is going to be very valuable to many teams at the next level if Toro's able to take that next step. I mean, as we said, he still has a whole nother year to go in class of 2027. Scouts could definitely take a look at him, whether it's here in the U Sports Ream or it's going to be in the U.S. Bucket inside there, Eric Pesh. He gets a bucket. It's now 59-58. Olaye backing down Strawbridge. Spins away, fades. It's a bit short. It gets swatted out of bounds by Sareem Khan. And it will be Crestwood ball again. Pesh. Will be looking pass into Phillips. Phillips slows it down a little bit. Taking it right to the hole. Back out to Pesh. His pump fake. Pauses. Puts up a shot. It's a bit short. And it'll be rebounded by Christian Case. Now it's going to be Stapleton leading the charge. Stapleton. Pass over to Thomas. Thomas feigns left. Goes right. Passes back to Stapleton. Stapleton sizing up. Seeing what he can do. How he can work his magic. Quick pass over to Thomas. Thomas hands it over to Case. Case back over to Stapleton. He pulls up for three in rhythm. Not able to get it. And it'll be picked up here by Isaiah Hamilton. He slows it down. Now he's going right at Case. Slows it here around the perimeter. We know he can just take the three. He's seeing what he can do. Given space, given isolation, and go right to the basket. And he draws the foul. Isaiah Hamilton, 2 here to come at the line.
Great players able to just sometimes bail out your offense or, put his head down that time, try to draw a foul. This is like how you would play with a My Player, like an NBA 2K, right? Either you're going to let it fly from 30 feet or you're going to get downhill, try to dunk it on someone. And at that time, you went with a little speed boost like they call it in 2K, got downhill, draws a foul, makes a first.
First free throw falls there, gives his team a 2-point cushion. He converts on the second one here. A full possession lead here now for Crestwood. I don't think they've had this comfortable of an advantage, and it's not even that comfortable of an advantage.
Yeah, but at this rate, it looks like it's going to grow just at the rate they've been playing and the way they've been able to get stops here. And obviously, Kamar Grant still not in the game. CJ Nelson not in the game either.
But Olaye is given the space from three.
They needed that. Eventually, they've got to hit one, and they did.
Toro Olaye left wide open from range, and he says, why not let it fly? Sinks it to tie it at 61. Phillips hands it over now to Hamilton. Hamilton trying to size up. A lot of goofy dribbling. He's getting very creative
Somehow
with it.
just gets it back and puts it up himself. Now, like that, he could have probably just maybe went with a hop step or a high gather. No good on that other side, but again, he was able to just get his own rebound.
Hamilton with the foul, though, on Sareem Khan. Free throws to come. We're seeing Isaiah Clark check back in. That will be the third foul for Isaiah Hamilton. Khan here at the line.
Clark back in the game. Let's see if he can go without fouling here. It's going to be tough, but his team needs him. He can stay in this game.
If I'm St. Jude, I'm going to say, Isaiah Clark, we know that you are one of the best players. You're one foul away from a foul out. We're going right at you.
Yep, that's a strategy side of it. I'm sure that's in their head as well, but we'll see what happens. Oh, Kamar Grant in the game as well, so, it's going to be both sides are going to be attacking each other.
It would be hilarious if they guarded each other and it's like, who draws the foul first?
and I mean, at this point, you got to look and maybe think, like, okay, it's the third quarter. You have multiple players here with 4 fouls. Do you want to look at letting them play at some points and let things fly? Especially at this level, it's definitely more physical. A lot of these guys are going to be playing at the next level, so you got to let them play through some contact at some level. There's got to be a little bit of a compromise. Like multiple players with 4 fouls in the third quarter, like I don't know, it doesn't seem right to me, but it is what it is.
Phillips with a bucket there to give his team a 5-point advantage. And now goes back up to Stapleton. Pass inside. Olaye trying to get something back out to Stapleton. His three-pointer doesn't connect. And now it will be once again Crestwood set up. Pesh, quick swing out to Phillips. He's open for 3. Malachi Phillips with a big splash. Chance again. Toro Olaye on the transition. Gets those 2 points right back. 4-point game now. Phillips deep three-pointer. That one's short.
Early shot clock. Probably didn't need that.
I guess you can call it a bit of a heat check. He wanted to see if he was really feeling himself.
Yeah.
Just wasn't going his way.
Crestwood managed to win the last 2 quarters so far. After the hot start from St. Jude's, they've responded.
Pass there, kicked by Arik Pesh. About 1 minute or so, just over, remaining in this one, 1:20 to be exact. St. Jude's to inbound. Khan finds Stapleton. He's open for 3, lets it go. It's short again. And the 3 ball's just not been St. Jude's friend today. And the Ojakon drives on the transition.
With the left hand.
And a great change of hands on the finish there from Isaiah Eniojakon. Grant finds Olaye. Olaye attack to the basket. Turns it over. It will be Crestwood setting up again. We're going to be seeing Elijah Patterson. He checks in now for St. Jude's. CJ Nelson now coming on as well for Jaden Stapleton. And the inbound to come here.
Someone's got to help him in the backcourt too.
By CJ Nelson. No one was coming to give support, and Nelson picks off the inbound pass to help close the advantage. And that one gets popped out. Isaiah Clark's the one who turns it over.
There we go.
Now it goes to Nelson. He catches in rhythm, pulls up from 3, can't convert. And the Ojakon has it. He's slowly taking it. Has Grant in front of him. He knows I can keep pushing. And the Ojakon right inside floats it up to Eric Pesh.
Isaiah with the pace, able to stop and go, get downhill, elite stuff.
Eric Pesh with a flush and a great lob from Isaiah Eniojakon. Olaye now back to Khan. Khan to Patterson. He sets up, launching from 3. It's short. Picked up again by Eniojakon.
He's been leading the charge here.
Throws it up to Hamilton. He finishes on the break. And that's another assist again for Isaiah Eniojakon. And he connects with the other Isaiah to make it 74-66. End of the third, ladies and gentlemen. 1 more quarter to go. Can St. Jude's recover, or will Crestwood keep it going? 74-66 when we come back for the 4th. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids with that and help as many kids as possible. Right?
We return, ladies and gentlemen, for some 4th quarter action. And I know I'm very excited to see this. It's going to be a good one. Joe, St. Jude's, they might be trailing right now, but they're not fully out of it. It is an 8-point hole. What do they do to dig themselves out of this hole?
I think they need to find an answer for Isaiah Hamilton. I mean, he's got 27 points, 13 rebounds. He's just getting all the way to the rim and finishing. But Kamar Grant has been the primary defender on him so far. He's been in foul trouble, so let's see if he can try to contain him a little bit. Isaiah E. ended off that 3rd quarter with 2 assists and a bucket. Really led that charge at the end of that run.
And he's still out there, Isaiah Eniojakon. But Phillips finds the other Isaiah. It's Hamilton for 3. It's short.
Yep. Good D. And that's probably what St. Jude wants, is force him to take and make those tough shots. And then on offensive end, CJ Nelson's had a few clean looks that just haven't fallen for him in this one, but keep taking those shots. They should fall eventually. He's just 2 for 9 from deep, but you hit 2 more, then you're feeling good. Kamar Grant, maybe want to see him look to get downhill.
Yeah,
Let's see what they got.
I think St. Jude's, we're going to need to see if they really want either someone to really step up or for CJ Nelson to take over.
Yeah.
And I mean, I say that CJ Nelson was missing for a large portion of that third. He was on the bench. So we'll see what they do here. Grant trying to size up. Puts it up. A tough shot, and Kamar Grant with the finish.
Yeah.
Starting to close the advantage.
They need their top guys to come through, and that's Kamar and CJ.
The inbound comes now for Phillips. Phillips bringing it up. Nelson guarding him. Clark looking to set the screen. No, instead it's going to be passed over to Andy Oshikon. Takes the screen from Clark. Dumps it over to Isaiah Clark. He drives over to the right-hand side. Loses the ball there. It's stolen. But it gets called for a travel. Kamar Grant frustrated about that one. Could have been a very big opportunity for St. Jude's going the other way. Just wasn't the one to go.
Every possession matters at this point.
Phillips back and forth with Pesh. He hands it now over to Hamilton. Hamilton covered by Sareem Khan. Sareem doing everything he can to stay in front. Great play so far. Clark stepping over. A very deep three-pointer off the backboard. And it will be picked up here by Patterson as the shot clock expires. Goes over to Olaya. Olaya finds Grant. Grant out to the corner. It's Patterson. His three-pointer high off the rim. Still picked up by Grant. It's loose on the inside. They're going for it. Jump ball the situation. And it will be going in the direction of Crestwood there. Inbound to come here for Crestwood. Arik Pesh. Pass over to Pesh. Pesh finds Phillips. Phillips trying to set up shop, see what he can do, see what happens. Goes back over to Phillips. Phillips driving on his left-hand side, pauses. Back to Andy Ojakon. He finds Phillips. Phillips moving it around, needing to get something.
Nice
Pass
look.
inside to find Pesh. He's not able to corral it. His chance doesn't go. Second opportunity. Clark goes up and in. Isaiah Clark with 2 points.
And that's that inside presence that he adds. Such great touch inside and around the rim.
Olaye over to Patterson. Patterson steps back, pulls up for three.
That was a long two.
And no, it was a long two. Apologies. Yeah, he was just inside the arc. Man, do they wish that was a three.
Yeah.
Back to Arik Pesh. This one is for three. It's short. Picked up by Toro Olaye.
A couple stops here for St. Jude's. See if they can keep it pushing. Offensively, they had Khan open in the corner.
And now Khan has it again.
Oh, they say
he stepped out of bounds. Tough play there for Sareem Khan. Subs being made. Matt Laux coming in. A timeout has been called here for Crestwood. 7:15 remain in this fourth, ladies and gentlemen, so don't go anywhere. We will be back to close out this NPA match.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and
All right, we are back here. It is crunch time, folks.
We'll see where it goes. Uraz inbounds now to Phillips. Phillips covered by Nelson as Clark comes at the screen, goes all the way around. Loses the ball a little bit. He's going to have to give it over to Uraz. No, he's going to keep it. Shot clock still ticking. He thinks about it. Pass inside of Clark. Wonderful find inside. And Isaiah Clark not able to get the make. Still gets his own board, and there we go. It cleaned up on his own mess. 8-point game again. Nelson to Laux. Laux back over to Patterson. Goes in on the hop step by Elijah. Patterson not able to get the make. Now it goes over to Malachi Phillips on this left-hand side. He's trying to drive, trying to get something going. Tells Uraz to clear out. Phillips right to the basket through contact and in. Great finish there from Malachi Phillips to make it a double-digit advantage.
Just like that. And you kind of sense the momentum shift late in that third quarter. Actually, probably, I would say, end of the second quarter when Crestwood went on that run to kind of cut it to a 2-point game going into halftime. They've just been on it ever since.
Nelson fades and pulls up from the mid-range to get 2 points there. Helps close the gap. Now it is going to be picked up here. Nice. Grant gets right past Clark. You can see Clark being conservative on the defense. And now Hamilton goes the other way, going right to the basket. He tried ending Matt Lauk's life, and instead it gets called for an offensive foul. The charge drawn by Matt Laux there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to step in front of, Isaiah Hamilton when he's full head of steam and looking to put you in the rim. But shout out to Matt that time.
And I will say, who's one foul away from fouling out with that? It's Isaiah Hamilton. So now Clark, Hamilton, and Uraz on 4 fouls for Crestwood. Nelson finds Laux. Laux back to Grant. Grant trying to drive it on Pesh. Slows it down back to Laux. He's open for 3. Lets it fly. It swirls out. Pesh pulls it in. He slows it. Gives it over to Phillips. Phillips cuts left. Slows up. Covered by Nelson. Nelson switches with Olaya. Phillips on the drive. It sits, not able to get it. It's loose there. Hamilton fighting for it. Everyone's fighting for it. Hamilton goes up, dumps it over to Clark, who emphatically finishes it there at the rim. Great flush there from number 0. Nelson now finds Olaya. Olaya trying to get something here, drives inside through contact, can't get it, and it's picked up by Uraz.
Great job of not fouling that time by Clark. He just kept his hands straight up.
Uraz leaves it over to Isaiah Clark. He goes inside, hop step on the drive inside, and that's a blocking foul. Great call there. Isaiah Clark, very interestingly, he was very absent throughout the game because of the fouls, but now it's like it's the end of the game. We have to play him no matter what. He's really showing his talent, I think, in this
taking over in this fourth quarter on both ends.
It's the small things, really, when it comes to Isaiah Clark. He's always getting open on the inside. You see him boxing out to get the best looks inside on the glass. You see him pushing hard at all levels. And you also see him playing with a level of conservatism real quick, knowing that one foul will be the end of his game today. Isaiah Clark hits his first free throw. He has one more here to come. Free throw comes in. Isaiah Clark hits both. It's back to a 10-point advantage. About 4:40 remaining or so in this game. Nelson waiting for someone to come flare. Will be Kamar Grant. Grant cuts to the left, takes it right to the basket, flips it over, and it will be a make there quickly for St. Jude's. Uraz pressured here by Grant. He goes right to the basket. It's Sammy Uraz with a bucket there to get those 2 points right back.
Both teams just taking it inside, take it to the hole. I mean, both teams playing without a traditional big.
Popped out by Clark. It will be Phillips. He leads the way behind the back pass to Isaiah Clark with the emphatic flush. It's a 12-point gap as a timeout is called for St. Jude's. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, for the final part of this game. St. Jude's trail by 12.
Now I'm rising with fire from what they used to boast. Bridge culture with core, let your roots roar. From Toronto, Jeddah, Dubai, open every door. They say you're small, you don't belong in the score. But universe whisper, you built for much more. Wake up to your power, see the game wait. Cordage your voice, the hoops your state. Every strap you grab, every shot you take. Be the message in the grind, no silent breaks, race.
St. Jude's returns here from the timeout. Grant's the one who has it. Quick pass over to Thomas. Thomas dribbles, loots the dribble. Quick pass over to Olaye. Olaye trying to size up on Clark. Clark putting the pressure on him. Olaye fades. Not able to get a good shot there. It's picked up there by Kamar Grant, who comes flying in.
Still time here for St. Jude's to get back in this.
The full court pass. Dorsey comes flying in on it. Passes it over to CJ Nelson. A slip and slide there in the paint. Goes back to Nelson. He pulls up in rhythm. It's short. It'll be picked up here by Thomas, though. St. Jude keeping their possession. Back to CJ. He takes it to the hole. Able to get the bucket there. 4-point swing there for St. Jude. And now they're going to keep it running. Phillips takes it up, slows it down, knows that time is on his side. Finds Uraz. Uraz pass over to Hamilton. He takes his three-pointer. It's short. They fight for it. Uraz able to come down with it. And it'll be a reset of the shot clock here. Phillips setting up shop again. Phillips attacks Thomas. Dump pass inside, and Arik Pesh gets up and finishes there at the basket.
And no resistance at the rim here for either side, really. Again, both teams small ball lineup, so if you can get downhill every time, like CJ just did, they're just going back and forth. It's working. But so St. Jude's got to get a stop if they want to get back in this.
That flush from Arik Pesh. Blocked there from Toro Olaye, but that flush by Pesh. Never mind. Grant with the finish the other way. A timeout called for Crestwood. It's a 6-point game now. That timeout called again. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get back to these points once more.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and help as many kids as possible. Right?
We return from the timeout here. Crestwood. They're the ones leading the charge right now. It's 90-84. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see here, Joe. Does Crestwood... Surely they hold on, it seems. And what I was saying was, with that flush by Arik Pesh, we had so much happen there, but with the flush from Arik Pesh, that is the 6th game out of 7 played this season that Crestwood as a team have dropped 90.
Oh, wow. High octane offense.
That being said, with 84 points here, this is also yet another game where they give up 80 points. They've given up at least 80 in every single game.
So you know it's going to be a shootout every time Crestwood plays, which from an entertainment standpoint, you know, it's good to see. A lot of highlights, but, you know, let's see when they get back to playing an upper echelon team like a Fort Erie or like a Royal Crown, who both times they struggle against those teams. Let's see if they're able to adjust going forward.
Duraz not able to beat the shot clock there. It will be St. Jude's taking possession again.
Still a 2-possession ball game, so anything could happen here. See if they're going to look to get a quick hitter, maybe free up CJ for a shot, or Kamar getting downhill. Let's see it.
Kamar looks to attack Phillips, hands it over to Olaye. Olaye trying to attack Clark here, hits the deck there. Dorsey floats it up and in.
Probably should have been a travel, actually.
Gap once more, 4 points. Olaye trying to shut down Phillips. Phillips trying to beat him around, steps back, gives it over to Clark. Clark calls for Uraz. Uraz, quick pass on over. Drives in, fades, pass inside to Andy Ojakon, and he's able to get it inside.
Continues a steady play in the second half.
1 minute 30 in this one now. Grant pass on outside. It's to Olaye. Olaye has it popped out, and Clark is able to force it off of Olaye.
Great defense once again by Isaiah Clark. As soon as he got back into this game, he's made a difference on both ends.
A bit of confusion here. It felt like there was going to be a timeout called by St. Jude's, but they didn't call timeout. Now it's confusion between both these sides. Ref's trying to clear it up. We wait on that, but with 92-86 being the score here, I will say, at 86 points, this is the least amount of points, joint with the game they played against Houghton, that Crestwood have given up this season. So compared to their other performances, this has been a defensive masterclass, but
I want to go that far as to say that, but relative to what they've done,
relative to what they've done, it's been one of their best defensive performances, but there's still plenty of game to go. Uraz has Nelson try to strip it from him. It goes to the corner. Hamilton pulls up for the jumper, isn't able to get it. It's rebounded by Stapleton. Stapleton bringing it up fast. Nelson, quick pass over to the corner, back inside to Grant. 1-2, big step inside, and that will be a bucket once again for Kamar Grant. Now Andy Ojakon. Quick pass over to Hamilton. He's going right to the basket.
Wow.
Spinorama on the lay, and Isaiah Hamilton keeps on putting highlight plays. Ball now to Grant. He plays a 1-2 on Clark. Gets those 2 points right back. They're just going back and forth at one another. And it gets played over to Uraz. Uraz goes up with Andy Ojakon with the flash, with the finish, and we're just exchanging points for fun.
And I think there was a technical call there, but the other ref might come and overturn it.
And I wonder what the tech is on there.
So it would have been for hanging on the rim, but I think the other ref might be coming in and saying sometimes they got to hang on. Like, you know, they're swinging, can't just let go when you're swinging forward. So sometimes they got to, so good job by that other ref to step in and say, no, he was just trying to protect himself, obviously, but no technical called after all.
No tech there, 6-point game. And the way it's looking right now, a couple St. Jude's fans getting into it. So the way it's looking right now, refs are discussing, but it seems that there was a push on the play that was done by Isaiah Hamilton. And if that is the call, that's his 5th foul of the game. He fouls out. It's currently being discussed here by the referees. And there it is. Isaiah Hamilton seems to be done for the day. All the situation here. Who knows where this one's going right here. They're talking about it. They're delivering it about it. 44 seconds left in this game. And it will be a setup here. Crestwood want to, I suppose, a mini timeout. What is the situation here? Who knows? But yeah, that is Isaiah Hamilton. It's officially confirmed here. Isaiah Hamilton's 5th foul. He's fouled out of this game. We'll see how that continues on, but with 44 seconds, though a 6-point gap isn't the safest, it still might just be enough to close out this advantage. Teams getting set here. Referee finally blows the whistle. Both teams got to go out there. And with the foul, it'll be one shot here for CJ Nelson. If he's able to convert this one, it's a 5-point game, 96-91. But if not, Still just 6 points between them. Nelson hits his free throw, 96-91. Crestwood still got a setup here on the defensive end. 44 seconds in this one. Stapleton to inbound. Pesh comes to guard Grant. The inbound comes in. Who's going to come in to support? Go finds Grant. Grant does get open. He's going to drive to attack right here on Eric Pesh. Going right to the basket. Gets popped out of his hand. It's popped out of his hand. Crestwood pointing one way. Refs pointing the other. St. Jude's will be keeping possession here. Continuing on, St. Jude's here with the opportunity. Nelson to inbound. Nelson to inbound. Floats up to Grant. Grant takes the screen, floats it back to Olaye. Olaye, hard drive to the basket. 2 points here for Toro Olaye. 3-point game now. Pesh floats it up. Stapleton chases it down, not able to keep it in bounds. It goes out, and it will be St. Jude's ball. The gym is rocking.
Bad pass from Eric Pesh, too strong on that.
And 26 seconds remain in this game. 3-point difference between these sides. Inbound now, it's Kamar Grant again. Grant floats around, leaves it to Olaye. He sets up, launching from three.
Wow.
Toro Olaye ties the game at 96.
Wow.
And a timeout's called by Crestwood. It's bumping right now here at St. Jude's. 96-96. And with just around 20 seconds remaining, when we come out of this timeout, overtime looms overhead. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. We return, ladies and gentlemen. It's tied at 96. The tide has turned entirely, Joe. The momentum's on St. Jude's side, but with 15 seconds left, Crestwood, one more chance here to bleed the clock out and maybe sink the dagger into St. Jude's heart here.
But it looked like they left their foot off the gas a little too early. Obviously, Isaiah Hamilton getting fouled out was a big thing for them, but St. Jude's, way to not give up. Huge shot.
Inbound coming.
Who's it going to go to?
Phillips, the one who has it. He's been an electric scorer for him so far. They're bleeding as much time as possible, maybe to get one more shot. Trying to get past him is Phillips. Phillips, heavy attack to the basket, not able to get it. Dorsey has it. Quick pass out to Grant. Time is up. No shot counts. And we're headed to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. 96-96, a fifth quarter to be played here at the St. Jude AC Dome, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back for some overtime basketball live on North Pole Hoops.
been made in Canadian basketball. One hand down, all over the defense.
One-hand cockback.
Oh!
We return, ladies and gentlemen, here. 96-96, 5 minutes. 5 minutes to define this game. And I mean, the game's still just in January, but with March Nationals just around the corner and both these teams being relatively around each other in the standings, this could have seeding implications. Heck, this could be a first-round matchup for us at Nationals. Yep. And if that's what it is, man, am I excited for a potential round 2. Olaye, offensive foul on Pesh. Pesh?
Oh, he used to do the Shawn Michaels?
He did.
That was crazy. Way to take the bump on the chest. Gets up right away, going down the other end. Here comes
Crestwood able to force that turnover. They now go the other way. Malachi Phillips has been their main distributor of the ball so far today. Phillips dribbling around. Screen, loses his man, but now he needs to find something. He puts up the three-pointer. It's short. Olaye fights for it, and Yojikan recovers, though. Ball played inside of Clark. Clark spins around, goes right to the basket, not able to get it. Uraz, second opportunity, goes up with it. And it does seem that will be a foul there.
That was a hard foul. That can probably even be looked at as a unsportsmanlike or a flagrant.
That was a brutal foul there. Yeah. I mean, that's the case that they're making right here, that he wasn't going for the ball. He was just going for the man there. Subs being made here now for St. Jude. And yeah, it does seem now it might have been a technical foul, or both teams are just gathering. Who knows? But Sammy Uraz, chance to break the deadlock here. Sinks his first, 97-96 now.
Big free throws.
Second one for Sammy Uraz. Able to get those free throws. And now as it sets up once more, Crestwood with a chance to tack on some more in this one.
Sammy Uraz, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, steady as always.
Phillips to Uraz. Uraz dump inside to Clark. Clark using his size gets pickpocketed by Kamar Grant. He's leading the charge the other way. Grant goes up, blocked by Sammy Uraz. Big play there by Sammy Uraz, and you got to commend the bravery. Has 4 fouls, is on the verge of potentially fouling out, and still gets the chase down block. Crestwood now setting up again. They want to extend it to a 2-possession game. Phillips sizing up Stapleton. Has the screen from Clark. Clark trying to help out Phillips. He flips it over to the corner. It's a 3-pointer. Bucket there!
Phillips.
Arik Pesh with the make. 101-96 now.
Came off of that ball screen. Made the skip pass to the corner. Knocked it down.
Nelson, the hop step inside through contact. Blocked by Aniojakan. It will remain St. Jude's ball. Pass out to Nelson. Nelson and back inside to Olaye. Olaye, it's short on the jumper. And Yojikan pulls it up. He has Pesh ahead, not able to hold it up. St. Jude's trying to call for a foul, for a travel. They don't get it. Clark goes up with that opportunity, gets 2 points. And Crestwood's been the one running it here. Still 3 minutes left. Grant goes on the attack inside, draws the foul, and 2 free throws on the way. And that will be a foul, it seems, on number 10, Sammy Uraz. And as a result of that, that is the end of Uraz's day.
Next man up. Once again, it's been one of those games where...
Are they going to call on Strawbridge? It seems that he's the one prepping. They also have Davidovich. They have Bartley on the bench as well. But it seems they're going to go and rely on the man from Sault Ste. Marie, Marquise Strawbridge. Sareem Khan subs in here for Jaden Stapleton. And now the best player on the court for Crestwood. Well, when you look at the rankings, you look at the season so far, you would say that it's Isaiah Clark. But for me, most important guy out there for him right now is Eniojikon. He's been phenomenal here today. He's been the guy dictating the tempo, who's getting open. He's going to be a key cog to see how they close out this game. The free throw's missed. Olaye goes up, gets the make. Wonderful big man footwork
Cramping
there.
up.
But Olaye, he's cramping up. He's holding on to that leg. It doesn't look pretty. We'll be right back.
Now I'm rising with fire from what they used to boast. Bridge culture with core, let your roots roar. From Toronto, Jeddah, Dubai, open every door. They say you're small, you don't belong in the score. But universe whisper, you built for much more. Wake up to your power, see the game wait. Cordage your voice, the hoops your state. Every strap you grab, every shot you take. Be the message in the grind, no silent breaks, race. They slept on me, now I rise to the sky. Stardust in my veins, see the flame in my...
Ladies and gentlemen, we return now. Crestwood on the attack. Their lead only 4. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Eniojikon finds Phillips. Phillips driving inside, flips it over to the corner. Wide open is Marquise Strawbridge. Not able to get the 3. They're still fighting for it. It's Elijah Patterson. He finds Nelson. Nelson goes up, switches hands on the finish, and that will make it a 2-point game. Strawbridge finds Pesh. Pesh pushing forward here now, trying to get something pushing. He's seeing what he has around him. He has Nelson putting pressure, flips it over to Phillips. Phillips has Khan putting pressure. He beats Khan, drives inside. Phillips, elbow jumper, bounces around. The tip-in doesn't go. The second chance tip goes in. Like guess who? Eniojikon with the finish.
No one was boxing him out.
4-point game again. Khan out to the corner. It will be Grant. Hard attack to the rim. Not able to get the make. Clark still fighting for it. Almost gets stripped. He doesn't. Clark leaves it over to Phillips. He's trying to gather. He slows it down. He's skiing smothered. Grant gets him on his legs, seeing what he can do, trying to get it out, and he's able to do so. Goes to Eniojikon. They're swarming him. Goes to Pesh in the corner. Pesh trying to drive, loses the ball there for a moment. And it seems it will remain Crestwood ball. Phillips driving around, goes inside. Great attack to the basket from Malachi Phillips.
He's been stepping up big with a lot of their starters in foul trouble, as he should be, the senior point guard, having another solid game here in the NPA.
Patterson finds Grant. Grant, big spin move attack to the basket, gets the make there. It's still a 4-point game here. We're still chugging along. And a whistle goes.
Not a technical foul, really, in a close game where emotions are high and tensions are high, and he's talking after a nice bucket and you give him a technical. I don't like that.
Who got the tech? Kamar?
Yeah, he gave him a, because he said a couple words after he scored.
And that's his game too. He's at 4 fouls.
Yeah. It's overtime basketball. You don't want guys to talk after, and it's not like he said anything excessive, or if he was in his face or anything. I didn't hear what he said, but you know.
I don't think anything he said really could have been that egregious, right? Who knows? Hey, Grant's still out there. They were just teching him up for that, but it seems he's still out there in terms of the foul count. Maybe we miscalculated and he actually just had one more to spare.
Well, yeah, the technical doesn't count as a personal foul. It's just
okay. Team foul. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Checking up here. Pass inside. No one there. Phillips seeing ghosts, and he turns it over now to St. Jude's. It seems there is about 1 minute, 17 seconds left in this game.
Crestwood constantly leaving the door open for St. Jude's. They could have finished this in overtime. Wow, big
Marquise
swat.
Strawbridge sends it back, and Nelson's attack to the basket's denied. That chews some more time off the clock. Now St. Jude's, how do they work it? Pass into Olaye. Olaye finds Patterson. Patterson slowing it down here for a moment, seeing if he goes right to the basket. He does just that, misses, still fighting for it. He'll be rebounded, tossed quickly up to Phillips. Phillips running away right to the basket, trying to draw the contact. Does, but no foul. Does get the bucket though. 2 more points to make it a 6-point advantage here for Crestwood.
That's 15 points, 8 assists for Malachi Phillips. Struggling to shoot it from the field, but still getting it done.
Kamar Grant slowing it down here beyond the arc. He has Nelson over here on the side. He sets up, launching from 3. It's just long there, goes out of bounds. And St. Jude not really able to do much on that possession. They're going to have to get back on defense for something quick here. 43 seconds now remain in this game. Inbound coming. Pesh waiting for someone to flare. Does. Gets in the Oshikan. He flips it back over to Pesh. Pesh finds Phillips. Almost gets it popped out there by CJ Nelson. Phillips slows it down. Tries finding Eddie Oshikan. It's a bit long. Strawbridge struggles with it. And he steps out of bounds. Turns it over. Not able to hold on. But they burn 10 seconds off the clock here now. 6-point game again. Inbound here to Nelson. Nelson drives quick, slows down. Quick pass over to Toro in the corner. Olaye, his mid-range won't go. Clark's the one who comes down with it. He's fighting for it. He knows that time is his friend. He can waste as much of it as possible. Strawbridge out to Eddie Oshikan. He passes to Pesh. And Pesh tries flying over Stapleton. On that play, they tried getting flashy to put the exclamation point on this game. Instead, it looks a little bit more like a question mark, a questionable play there. Pesh complaining that it should have been a foul on Stapleton for getting in front of him. But it will remain St. Jude's ball. They inbound. Who do they find? It's going to be Grant. Yep, lobbing it over. There's to Kamar Grant. He's the one running the way now. Going right to the basket. Spin move. Attack inside. Able to beat his man. Not able to get the bucket, though. And it will be picked up by Clark.
That should do it.
The whistle goes there.
What a game.
Foul called on Kyle Dorsey. 9 seconds remaining. Nine seconds remaining here. Intentional foul from Kamar Grant on Malachi Phillips. And yep, that will be Kamar's final foul of the game. He's going to probably come out here now. Phillips sent on the intentional foul to shoot some free throws. Phillips here. The game might be closed out here with 6 points, but if he's able to hit both of these, it's finalized. Great chance here for Phillips. Sits on the front of the rim, hits the backboard before falling in. That's one here. Second one to come here now for Malachi Phillips. Gets it in, gets it going. And Dorsey finds Patterson. He gives it over to Olaye. Olaye, you're going to have to get a bucket here quick, something, anything. Puts it up, not able to get it. The split back by Dorsey won't count as there is a foul on Eric Pesh. And with 2 seconds left, we'll see some free throws here for Toro Olaye. But it's safe to say Crestwood have closed out this game. Electric game here, back and forth basketball. St. Jude flying out of the gate. Crestwood bring it back right before the half, and it's a 1-point game. Crestwood flying out, having the advantage for the duration of the second half. But St. Jude keeping it close, force overtime. And now, in the end of this game, couple foul outs here, a couple foul outs there. But in the end, Crestwood travel to Mississauga and beat St. Jude's. Final score, 111-105 in overtime, ladies and gentlemen. As St. Jude's drop to 3-3 this year in the NPA, Crestwood extend now to 5-2. Joe, who's our player of the game?
Player of the game is, I mean, he fouled out, but it's got to be Isaiah Hamilton. I mean, he had 29 points, 15 rebounds. You know, if he didn't foul out, this game probably wouldn't have even went to overtime. He got it done, especially in the third quarter. He had some incredible shots in that second quarter, obviously the above the rim play. So he is our player of the game in this one. Sammy Uraz did his thing as well, 23 points. So great game. Wow. Overtime. Can't ask for much more than that. Both teams went at it. It was fast. It was high scoring as we expected. That's NPA basketball for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back shortly with Isaiah Hamilton for the post-game player of the game interview. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined here with Isaiah Hamilton. Fantastic performance today, 27 points, 10 rebounds, but most importantly, a big win here to move 5-2 on the season. How are you feeling following such a fantastic performance?
I feel great. It was rough in the start, trying to kind of see where the game was going. We went down early, but, it all mattered in the third and fourth quarter when we came back and got the dub.
And what did you guys, I feel like, what did you guys talk about there at the half to make those changes? You guys were able to put on such a different performance in that second half compared to how it was early in the game. What were the words exchanged there?
We just had to get comfortable. I feel like we weren't comfortable for a bit, but once we got comfortable, the game started flowing for us, and, the ball started going in the basket, and then, yeah.
And, I mean, you guys so far this year, 5-2 as mentioned. It was a bit of a rough start at the start with Fort Erie, the early slog for you coming up from junior. Now that you're finally at this level, how are you feeling potentially getting to see Fort Erie again, or maybe Royal Crown or the bigger boys here in the league?
It's just all learning. The losses that we took, we learned from them, built off them, and now, we're on a little streak going into those games, so, we feel good.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Isaiah.
Sir.
You have a fantastic rest of your day.
Too.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching NPA basketball at North Pole Hoops. I've been Julian Quintero Verano, joined by the fantastic crew here of North Pole Hoops. We'll see you for our next game on our network, so check out our socials for what's coming next.
Sir.
See ya.
History has been made in Canadian basketball.
One hand down, all over the defense.
Original one-hand cockback.
Oh! Bringing the fans to their feet, putting a man in the rim.
And that was it. Oh my Lord.
Welcome to the NPA on NPH.